Hey guys, Mauzy here. Welcome back to my casting channel. We are resuming some more Korean Starcraft League action, and today I'm bringing you a wonderful PVZ. You can see the names. These are some really loved players in the Starcraft 2 community, at least one of them. I actually love the Protoss as well. I try to watch as many games from this particular build as possible. So yeah, without further ado, let's introduce our players. Spotting in the bottom right side of Babylon, today's battleground, is going to be our red Protoss. For Team SSLT, it's Firefly. And his opponent is going to be none other than Shopify Rebellion's Scarlett. She's spawning in the top left side of Babylon, going for a 15 hatch with a extractor trig, just to deny that hatch block. That is always important to do so. Now, I'm not exactly sure how much this will delay speed, or if it's gonna delay it whatsoever to speak of. But yeah, we actually, let me just see. Okay, we have sound and everything else. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, so it looks like it's gonna be everything gonna be super standard, right? I mean, this looks like a really standard speed timing, and looks like it's gonna be a standard hatch timing for the third base as well. Obviously, it's much better if you can get that hatchery down at the natural, because it's easier to harass with the first adept that comes out and goes across the map. It's easier to actually deal more damage in the early game for the Protoss if they manage to block that hatchery. Obviously, it's much harder to get the adept in without being scouted or not being scouted. It's kind of like a massive overstatement, but barely doesn't get that creep tumor. So it's a massive overstatement. You always see with the Overlord when the adept goes across and all that stuff. So this Overlord, actually, I thought this Overlord went down, honestly, because I saw the Stalker, but obviously it's not the case. Now, the important thing is to mention with that hatch block is that it's also much more difficult for the Zerg to saturate the second base, right? It's going to be annoying to have the drones travel a longer distance. So yeah, getting that denied, I don't think you sacrifice too much with that 15 hatch, especially because you go for that Overload a bit later. Yeah, I am not exactly sure about it, but I always like to see these new builds come into popularity. Now, on the Protoss side, Glaives is going to be the opener. That means we're gonna have a couple of adepts going into the across the map basically, and just trying to do some damage. We have to note that there is no robo, so this is not gonna be so committed. Maybe we'll see more adepts being warped in, but it's not going to be super committed. Actually, I don't think you can kill Zergs at this level with Glaive Adepts. You always need to have some kind of follow-up, unless you're going for like six gates or even more. There's a gas pull out, so a bit more on the heavy on the mineral side, which I kind of like. Ooh, nice transfuses there on the roaches. And yeah, Scarlett having pretty much the perfect response, I would say, tech-wise, going for the roaches, and then potentially just trying to deal some damage across the map. And it's important to also note that there was no drone damage so far. It's only units, which is not great for Firefly, I would say. It's not that bad. If you can deny like pretty much all the roaches, there's 10 more, so I don't think that's going to be the case. Okay. Ooh, beautifully blocked there by Scarlett. I love how Scarlett plays. We need to mention that she also has a decent Protoss as her off race. That means she is aware of these tricks that, like the PvP style, what you call it, keeping a worker in the wall and just denying with the building. Of course, it's a bit different with the Zerg, but yeah, she actually got away with 2 drones lost for 6 adepts and of course 5 roaches, but 5 roaches are not going to be that big of a deal because the Zerg can obviously drone up super fast, so that is not going to be an issue. Already on 64 drones versus the 55, 67 versus 55 of Firefly. Firefly will search for a 4 base, finds none. 4 base could be a bit late. I guess you can say it's like quite okay because it was a bit of a delay here with the Glaveadept push. And Blink is going to be the follow-up as well as a Robo base. So do we have double Robo? No. Oh, second Robo just starts now. I kind of assume that this always could be like disruptors, especially that you saw the roaches, and maybe just by knowing how Scarlett plays. Scarlett likes roaches, I know. She's not. I guess she's really good with Lingbane as well. She's good with everything. I mean, she's a pro player for a reason. She's been around since forever, I guess. I've been watching VODs. Probably the most famous VOD of her is versus Bomber at Red Bull Battlegrounds, where she basically went against the meta, which was, I think, Swarm Host at the time, because it was already part of the Swarm. It was Swarm Hosts, and basically that was like one of the wildest games that I've seen. It ended up with like having no scans, the map was mined out, no scans on the Terran side, and Bomber just went into a couple of bailing mines a couple of times, and the last one was like epic, insta GG after that. She just destroyed Bomber. So yeah. And the thing is, I think she talked about it, and she's like, oh, it's not the cleanest game, but regarding the circumstances, she can understand why this is so hype. And it is. Ooh, Warpism just flies into the stuff. Okay. Oh, sees a lot of tumors. Okay. Scarlett just I mean, come on, she worked hard. Her queens worked hard to put down those creep tumors to poop on the ground. You cannot poop every second, okay? You need some nice hydration, a good coffee, all that good jazz. Also, don't ask me why I'm talking about this, but anyways, so yeah, the idea is Firefly is going to deny a couple of creep tumors there. Ooh, one of the disruptors needs to be careful with this. Is going to put them in a better choke point. Ooh, one of the disruptors goes down, and the other one just catches a couple of units, but that's not going to be the end of the world for Scarlett, as she has centrifugal hoops on the way, as well as melee. And she has a macro hatch, by the way. Forgot to mention that. Ooh, 44 Bailings morphing currently. Oh, a lot of them are actually morphing next to the natural, next to that inline third base, at 3 o'clock base. Oh, that observer almost got deleted. Luckily for Firefly, that observer was not moving. I was like, bios on the left, bios on the right. Oh my god. Oh, that's a lot of adepts that went down. No disruptor, maybe. Oh, the disruptor is not going to be used. Oh, one of them goes down. And now a couple of roaches go into the natural, most likely, because this looks like it's bustable, right? No shield back to overcharge popped here, and that's going to be enough of damage. There's 2 changelings here. Oh, but actually Firefly is doing some worker damage as well with those disruptor drops. Okay, Scarlett is actually not taking down any probes whatsoever. I think those probes are from basically the ones I saw a couple of probes going down when Firefly was putting up third base, and then I saw no probe at the 4th, so I assume it might have been taken down as well. Right, Changeling's finally moving across. Scarlett will take down these rocks to open up the map a bit more. Okay, there is a spore here, so she can deny this whole thing. Ooh, let's see this. Beautiful force fields. Gets a Bailings with that disruptor shot. Nice split here on the Stalkers. Ooh, almost nailing a lot of them. Nicely moving back and forth by Scarlett. Oh, but these force fields are actually nice. There's no corrosive bile yet to break them. There's a bit of a choke point here just to let them across. I don't even know if that was enough for like a roach to pass. Okay, disruptors once again will try to get a couple of drones. I think it gets one. Ooh, doesn't get it. Ooh, he's going to lose that disruptor. That is not exactly the most optimal way, but at least keeps the pressure on. And that is basically like a distraction. Oh, beautifully pulling them in with the abducts from the Vipers on the side of Scarlett. She is really a master of using these spellcasters. Okay. With this Viper, maybe... what do you call that? A parasitic bomb? Okay, so parasitic bomb is going to kill off this this little thingy. That's the war prism, I mean. Oh, but that the fourth base, sorry, no, actually this, yeah, the fifth base is actually on under pressure. And look at those bailing move commands. She is not detonating them. Waits for the Stalkers to actually deal with them personally, like manually. And now she can actually corner all of these Stalkers, and Firefly is actually in deep trouble right now. Doesn't have the units to actually deal with this army. Gets the fifth base though. That is huge in my opinion. Scarlett will expand in the bottom left side as well in the meantime, so not going to be too big of a loss. This hatchery will finish. Actually, never mind. This hatchery could go down due to those zealots. A lot of lings are going to move down, so the spore zealots are not going to be enough. Firefly actually puts them in a decent position. Will not lose any of them, actually. Nicely done there by Firefly. And we'll scout that this is replaced. Now, Firefly also goes up to 5 bases, which is quite nice. Has the Dark Shrine on the way. Ooh, I just got it. Okay, and this is in a really cheeky position. I mean, will you be actually able to scout this unless you go in like the only choke point? Yeah, maybe. Another set of disruptors put in the War Prism will actually keep the momentum going for Firefly. And in the meantime, we have a Templar Archives and no transition to Stargate, so I guess there's no need to. On the other hand, we have the Spire completed as +2. Oh, actually, Greater Spire completed. Hold on a second. So we have Corruptors and we will have Broodlords as well. That is really, really effective against what Firefly has here, in my opinion. Also, Firefly kind of needs Templars as well. Not just for Archons, but like feedbacking those Vipers so the Disruptors can actually shoot. And we will have Link Bay Ravager, not Corruptor. Okay. Guess the Scout off on the Corruptors. Does he know about the... What does Scarlett know, first of all? Doesn't know about the Dark Shrine yet. Do we have DTs? We have 2 DTs moving across the map just now. And... okay, one of the DTs goes to the 5th base, and the other one, I'm trying to figure it out, is going towards probably the 3rd, I would say. Okay, Scarlett needs something here. I think she's going to sacrifice a couple of links just to deal with the AI. Now, on the other hand, there is a huge run by the bottom left side, trying to deny Scarlett from eating up the map 15 minutes into the game. And look at that, a couple of Bailings will try to deal with this. There is +2 melee also, so let's not forget about... Ooh, actually that's 26 drones going down. Hold on a second. Oh, another run by, but sees the Broodlords. Actually, there is, I mean, 10 Broodlords. 10 Broodlords are going to be quite nice here. Of course, the Colossi will be of huge use. The Disruptor Shot doesn't actually do too much over there. And this one single Zealot might deny this hatchery because of that +3 attack upgrade. Now, Stargate is coming in, and we will probably see the Stargate transition that I was missing a bit earlier. Okay, huge Zealot run by. This is like, what, 20 Zealots? How many gateways do we have? 17 gateways. Okay, probably not 20 Zealots. And in the meantime, ooh, Disruptors getting caught. Oh, nicely saving the Disruptor. No Broodlords have gone down so far. Okay, that's nice. But that Zealot run by actually survived. A couple of Banelings will try to detonate on top of them just to minimize the pressure. And Firefly is actually just denying base after base, which is absolutely amazing here for Firefly, I would say. Forcing the Zerg back to 4 bases, maybe a potential 5th if Scarlett manages to expand towards that. It's going to be really, really good, while expanding yourself is really, really powerful. Now, a Ling Ravager run by will try to deal some counter damage as well, as the main army is in the top side. For both players, actually. Okay. Nicely blinking away. Psionic Storm is going to be the follow-up, or just Storm. I don't know why I said Psionic Storm. I just saw the icon and I was like, Psystorm! Psystorm, like Psystorm Gaming. What a good team as well. As one of my favorite people in the community, the esports storyteller. Ooh, actually, okay, this is a run by that was shut down. On the other hand, oh, Fungal Growth is going to be the spell that is going to be the undoing of a couple of Stalkers. Okay, the game kind of slowed down due to those Broodlords. Now you need a really nice engagement. Okay, doesn't shoot the Broodlings towards the units. Another run by in the bottom left side will actually move in, but gets shot down almost instantly. Beautiful storms there. Will get rid of 18 drones. That is beautiful, honestly, on the side of Firefly. Just suffocating Scarlett. Scarlett in a worker deficit compared to Firefly. Firefly on 79 workers versus a 67 of Scarlett. And honestly, at this point, you can barely saturate these bases. The main is mined out almost in terms of gas as well. The lucky thing is that Scarlett has 12 Broodlords. Now, as long as Firefly cannot shut these down, then she's gonna be in a decent position. Ooh, and Neuro, if Neuro finishes, that could be a really, really nice upgrade for her army. Ooh, Infestors almost getting caught by that. Oh, but these Disruptors and these Stalkers will go down. The run by in the top side of the 12 o'clock location is going to be successful somewhat, dragging most of the army there. And I'm not sure about this expansion, honestly, unless you can defend it like properly with huge amount of static defense, then you shouldn't do it. Ooh, and now it gets scouted, and instantly Scarlett will say like, "You what, mate? You really want to do this? No shot." Zealots in the bottom left side are going to rush towards that base and going to try to deny it. Nice disruptor shot, almost catching a lot of those Lings, but those Lings are really, really slippery. That base is getting, I don't know if it was a cancel or a kill, but it's getting basically destroyed there. Now this is going to be a bit of a back and forth, obviously, because the advantage of the Broodlords are going to be those free Broodlings, right? That they are going to recharge over time, just like with carrier. I guess not with carriers, because carriers are basically what you call it, are producing interceptors, not for free but for money, a bit of a mineral cost. There's a small hit squad in the bottom left side for Scarlett, positioning towards that 5th Protoss base, sorry, that 4th Protoss base actually. This is 5th, 6th and 7th. Okay, another run by will try to check if there is a base over here. Ooh, beautiful fungal actually catches Colossi as well. And the Tempests are quite low, to be honest. Is there any Vipers left? Okay, no more Vipers left, but the Infestors are going to be more than enough, in my opinion, with sick fungals, just like these previous ones. Every single time a fungal hits, units will die, for sure. Ooh, beautifully trying to kite back as Firefly tries to deal with Scarlett's army. Another Viper is on the way, of course. Parasitic Bomb could be a super decent spell here. How many Infestors is that? That's huge amounts of Infestors. That's actually 6 Infestors. Beautiful Storms gets the Queens. A lot of Storms are getting dropped though. Is there enough left for these Corruptors? There is. There's one more decent Storm that's going to hit, and the Tempest will survive for now. But that was a really scary moment for Firefly. On the other side, DTs and Zealots trying to make some damage in the middle of the map or something, but these units have Overseers for days. Ooh, getting that Archon instantly. Remember that the Broodlord attacks are actually counting when they throw out the Broodlings. That's basically the air attack, and then the Broodlings have their own attacks as well. Oh my goodness, Scarlett is doing it. She's cleaning up everything of that is valuable in this army. Does Firefly have enough to actually remax? I don't think so. He's out of money. He didn't manage to bank up any resources. Scarlett is out of minerals, but she has a lot of gas. But the run buys are actually doing a miracle here. They're keeping Firefly in this game. Honestly, I don't know for how long. I have no idea for how long. Scarlett is stabilizing on 6 bases. She's going to take a 7th over here. Most likely. Ooh, and the Rumba is getting chased down. The Overseers are not actually here as of now. DTs blink on top of those on top of that hatchery. Ooh, and they're gonna get that hatchery. Gets the recall off on those DTs. Honestly, I still don't know how Firefly is going to deal with this whole thing. That is the Broodlords. Ooh, beautifully killing that hatchery off. These Infestors have paid off massively. Massively. And now Scarlett gathers everything for one final attack. Most likely. And that could be the deal breaker for Firefly, because he is not ready as of now. He is producing 3 Tempests at a time off of 3 Stargates, has 6 Nexi, 6 bases, but that is not going to be enough. Beautiful Storm though, but GG is called. That wasn't enough. Scarlett takes a beautiful game. Firefly had some really decent ideas. I think the Broodlord switch caught him off guard and he wasn't prepared for it in time. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Shout out to CHICKENMAN and DAVETESTA for organizing Korean Starcraft League. It's a lot of fun to cast. Wish I could actually watch it live, but it's basically in the middle of the night on a work day, on a weekday for me, so that's not a possibility. But I always love to catch up with other casters as well and just see what they cast in terms of this league specifically. If you're interested in getting in touch with the league, be sure to check out the description, as well as check out CSO ESPORTS and my gaming channel, maybe even my Twitch. I stream less nowadays, but maybe one day I'll return to a more consistent schedule. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.